How to identify and use your unique strengths. What if I told you that within you lies a unique set of strengths? Talents so powerful that when properly harnessed, they could transform your career, relationships, and the way you experience life. Now, here's the real question. Do you even know what they are? Most people don't. They go through life trying to fix their weaknesses, trying to be well-rounded, trying to fit into molds that were never meant for them. But what if, instead of fixing what's broken, you magnified what makes you extraordinary? You see, we're often told to work on our flaws. Be better at math, improve your public speaking, stop being so introverted. But then, what happens? We end up exhausted, uninspired, and average. When, in reality, the most successful people in the world don't focus on fixing weaknesses, they exploit their strengths. So today, I want you to stay with me until the end because I'm going to walk you through a powerful process to uncover your unique strengths and show you exactly how to use them to live a life of purpose, power, and unstoppable momentum. Step 1. Recognizing the clues, your natural talents. We all have clues hidden in our past that point to our greatest strengths. The problem? Most of us don't pay attention. Think back to when you were a kid. What was something you could do effortlessly? Were you the storyteller in the family? The one who could organize things with precision? The problem solver who figured things out before anyone else? Now ask yourself, when was the last time you felt truly alive and engaged in what you were doing? What tasks or activities do people always turn to you for help with? What skills or qualities come so naturally to you that you assume everyone has them too? Your strengths leave breadcrumbs, the things that excite you, that make time disappear, that people always compliment you on. Those are not accidents. They're road signs pointing to your natural abilities. Author Tom Rath, in his book StrengthsFinder 2.0, states, "You cannot be anything you want to be, but you can be a lot more of who you already are." What does this mean? It means that instead of chasing skills that don't align with you, you should double down on what you're naturally good at. Similarly, in The Big Leap by Gay Hendricks, he introduces the concept of the zone of genius, the space where your greatest strengths meet your deepest passion. He says, each of us has an inner genius waiting to be discovered. Our true job in life is to identify it and let it shine. This is your sign to stop minimizing your talents and start maximizing them. Action step. Take 5 minutes today to write down moments in your life where you felt completely in the zone, where you thrived without even trying. That's where your strengths begin to emerge. Step 2. Asking the right people, the strengths mirror. Here's a hard truth. We are often blind to our own strengths. That's why some of the greatest insights into who we are come from those who know us best. The people around us see patterns we don't. Have you ever had someone say, "You're so good at explaining things," or "You always make people feel comfortable," and you shrugged it off like it was nothing? It's not nothing. It's a strength that feels so natural to you that you underestimate its power. In Mindset, the New Psychology of Success, psychologist Carol Dweck explains, people develop their beliefs about their abilities and strengths early on, and these beliefs shape the paths they take in life. This means that the feedback we receive from others is crucial in identifying patterns in our strengths. Often we do not give ourselves enough credit, but when multiple people recognize the same qualities in us, it is a sign we should pay attention to. The idea of external validation playing a role in self-awareness is supported by the Johari Window Model, a psychological framework developed by Joseph Luft and Harrington Ingham. This model explains that there are aspects of ourselves that are known to others but unknown to us, which is why getting an outside perspective can help reveal hidden strengths. A study published in Personality and Social Psychology Bulletin found that people tend to underestimate their own strengths and overestimate their weaknesses. This phenomenon, known as the introspection illusion, suggests that we are sometimes too close to ourselves to see our strengths clearly. When we ask others for their perspective, we can gain a clearer understanding of our unique abilities. Action step. Ask 5 to 10 people who know you well, what do you think my top 3 strengths are? Then look for the common themes. When you see the same strength appearing again and again, guess what? That's not a coincidence. That's your superpower. Dr. Martin Seligman, the father of positive psychology, states in Flourish, when we identify and use our signature strengths, we feel more engaged, more energized, and experience greater well-being. In other words, identifying your strengths isn't just about career success. It's about living a more fulfilling life. By leveraging the insights of others, you are uncovering a part of yourself that has always been there, waiting to be fully realized. This step is not just about self-awareness. It's about creating a new narrative where you embrace and own your strengths with confidence. Step 3. Finding the pattern, the strengths formula. Now that you have clues from your past and insights from others, it's time to find the pattern. Your unique strengths often lie at the intersection of 3 things. 1. What you love to do, your passions. 2. What you're naturally good at, your talents. 3. What creates value for others, your impact. Philosopher Aristotle once said, "Knowing yourself is the beginning of all wisdom." Self-awareness is the key to unlocking potential. Recent research from Harvard Business Review supports this, stating that individuals who are self-aware are more confident and perform better in their personal and professional lives. A study published in the Journal of Applied Psychology found that employees who aligned their work with their strengths reported increased job satisfaction, higher productivity, and lower stress levels. This suggests that when we leverage our strengths, we not only perform better, but also experience higher levels of well-being. Action step. Write down your strengths and see where they overlap with what excites you and how you make a difference. The sweet spot where all 3 meet? That's your zone of genius. Step 4. Activating your strengths, turning potential into power. Now, knowing your strengths is one thing, using them is another. Your strengths are like muscles. The more you use them, the stronger they become. So the next step is to actively apply them. 1. Use them in your career. Align your job or business with your strengths. If you're a natural connector, thrive in sales. If you're a creative thinker, innovate and solve problems. 2. Use them in your relationships. If one of your strengths is empathy, use it to build deeper connections with others. 3. Use them in your daily habits. Set goals that leverage what you're naturally great at instead of forcing yourself into areas of mediocrity. Former U.S. President Theodore Roosevelt once said, "Do what you can with what you have where you are." This quote underscores the power of utilizing our current strengths instead of waiting for the perfect opportunity. Every great leader, innovator, and visionary started by taking action where they stood. Tony Robbins, one of the world's top motivational speakers, emphasizes in Awaken the Giant Within, "It is in your moments of decision that your destiny is shaped." This means that once we become aware of our strengths, we must make a conscious decision to use them, refine them, and make them our vehicle for success. A study published in the Journal of Positive Psychology found that people who actively use their strengths on a daily basis report higher levels of happiness and lower levels of stress. This highlights that success is not just about financial gain, it's about fulfillment and purpose. Action step. Find one area in your life where you're currently struggling and ask, "How can I apply one of my strengths to solve this problem?" Watch how everything shifts. John F. Kennedy famously said, "Efforts and courage are not enough without purpose and direction." Your strengths provide that direction. When you align your talents with your actions, you step into your power. Step 5. Strengths in motion. Building momentum for life. The biggest mistake people make is they stop growing their strengths. But the most successful people? They double down on what they're best at. Oprah Winfrey once said, "You become what you believe." This highlights the idea that once we acknowledge our strengths, we must reinforce them with belief and action. She built an empire not by being good at everything, but by maximizing her strengths in communication, empathy, and storytelling. In a TED Talk titled The Power of Passion and Perseverance, Angela Duckworth introduces the concept of grit, explaining that long-term success comes not from innate talent alone, but from applying strengths with sustained effort over time. She states, "Grit is passion and perseverance for very long-term goals. Grit is having stamina. Grit is sticking with your future, day in and day out." This means that once we identify our strengths, we must continuously refine and push them forward, even when challenges arise. Elon Musk has famously said, "When something is important enough, you do it even if the odds are not in your favor." This principle applies directly to strengths in motion. Once you recognize your strengths, you must be relentless in their application, regardless of the obstacles ahead. A study published in the Journal of Personality and Social Psychology found that individuals who consistently used their core strengths reported higher career satisfaction, increased resilience, and greater overall happiness. This means that the more we align our daily lives with our strengths, the more fulfilling our journey becomes. Brené Brown, in her TED Talk The Power of Vulnerability, speaks about embracing our authentic selves. She says, "Owning our story can be hard, but not nearly as difficult as spending our lives running from it." This ties directly into utilizing our strengths. When we fully embrace who we are and focus on what we do best, we stop chasing approval and start stepping into our own power. Action step. Make a commitment to master your strengths. Invest in them. Find mentors, take courses, and challenge yourself to refine them every single day. The world doesn't need another average person. It needs the best version of you. Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson once said, "Success isn't always about greatness. It's about consistency. Consistent hard work leads to success. Greatness will come." This underscores the importance of persistently using and refining our strengths over time. Your strengths are not static. They are dynamic forces that, when harnessed correctly, can propel you toward a future of purpose and success. Keep building, keep learning, and most importantly, keep growing. Your strengths equals your future. You were not meant to be ordinary. Inside of you is something unique, something powerful, something that, if embraced, can change your life. So today, stop trying to be everything. Start being fully you. The world is waiting for your greatness, and now it's time to unleash it. Are you ready?